Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we'll continue with our third unit, which is titled If It Hadn't Happened. Our lesson today is the form, meaning and function lesson in your books, page 44 and 45. All you need for the lesson today is your books, page 44 and 45, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. So let's get started. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to compare the past simple and the present perfect. You will be able to use the time expressions ago, for, since correctly. You will be able to express ability, permission, and requests. And by the end, you will be able to use F with past perfect, and be able to. So let's get started with this. Let's refer to this story, which is from the reading lesson. My best friend borrowed some money from me 2 weeks ago. I have saved my allowance for months. Then later, I loaned him some more money because we decided to eat at a pizza restaurant. I don't mind helping out a friend if I can because we have been friends for a long time. Last week, I needed to buy some shoes and I asked him if he could give me my money back. He gave me a very funny look, threw a $20 bill at me, and walked away. I am really upset because we have been friends since we were 9. We're going to refer to the story every now and then. So, he had said, my best friend borrowed some money from me 2 weeks ago. Also, he had said, I lent him more money that day. And also, we decided to eat at a pizza restaurant that day. Then he said, I have saved the money for months. And we have been friends for a long time. We have been friends as well as since we were 9. Some of these sentences are in the simple past. They happened actually in the past. Others are in the present perfect tense. So we will compare between the past simple and present perfect. Past simple, like he borrowed money last week. Past present perfect, we have been friends for a long time. So the past simple is only the verb number 2. Go, went. Is will be was. Let's say eat will be ate. You can add ed or for the regular ones. For the present perfect, you can use has or have. It is present, so you can use has or have plus verb number 3, which is the past participle. So, have been in here. What are the key words for them, for the differences between them? For the past simple, we are having a very exact time. Here, he borrowed money when? Last week. I know when. We're having the exact time. However, for the present perfect, it happened in the past, but the exact time wasn't mentioned. For a long time. Since we were 9. So the exact time wasn't mentioned. What are the key words? We can use for the simple past, yesterday, 2010, 2 weeks ago, any word or phrase that refers to a very specific time in the past. We can come up with keywords for the present perfect tense, like since, for, and we're having, yes, since and for. So, the present perfect versus the present, the simple past. My best friend borrowed some money from me 2 weeks ago. So, the keyword in here, 2 weeks ago. So, he borrowed, simple past. I lent him more money later that day, 2 weeks ago as well. So not lend, lent. We decided to eat up at a pizza restaurant that day. Instead of decide, it is decided. When? That day, in the past. How about the others? I have saved the money for months. Notice, have saved. We have been friends for a long time. Have been. And I have trusted him since I knew him. Have trusted. What are our keywords in here? we're having for as well as we're having since. For and since are keywords for the past, for the present perfect tense. Okay, so in here, the present perfect tense versus compared to the simple past. We use the present perfect to talk about actions that happened in the past. However, the exact time is not known or important. So, no mention for the time. We all agree that it happened in the past, but the time is not mentioned. However, we use the simple past or the past tense when the exact time is given. Have they discovered life on other planets yet? Yes, they have. Here, have they, present perfect. We're having the keyword as actually yet in here, and we still don't have an exact time. When did IBM introduce the first PC? Notice, simple past. It was introduced 1981. When? Very specific time, 1981. Okay. Time expressions with which are we're having ago, for, and we're having since. We use the simple past tense when the exact time is given. So we're having keywords like yesterday, 2 days ago, last week, last month, or last year. We use the present perfect with keywords for to indicate the duration of time for 2 months. So you're telling me how long for 2 years, for, let's say, maybe 2 hours, for a long time, or 4 years. We use also the present perfect with since this time. Here we're having for, however here with since, to indicate when the action began. Since yesterday, I haven't tell about how long. Starting from yesterday, since last June, since yesterday. He has worked as a scientist for many years. So we're counting the number of years, 4. And we lived in Muscat since May, starting from May until today. We haven't used the car for a long time. So for, because it is the duration of time. Okay. For the following exercise A on page 44, write the sentences about the inventions. We're having actually many inventions. We will focus on these 3. The credit card, it was introduced in 1951. Canned food, early 1800s, and wristwatch in 1910. We can use the simple past or the present perfect tense. People have had credit card since 1951 or for about 70 years. So we're having have, had, starting from since 1951 or for 70 years. We can also say people have eaten canned food since the early 1800s, or people invented wristwatches in 1910. Why we have used the simple past in here? Because I have a specific time in there. These our keywords are since and for. These are our keywords, since and for, and the specific time is not mentioned. In your book's page 44, we're still referring to exercise A. Have you used any of the inventions, which are the wristwatch, the canned food, and the others? How long have you used them? Ask and answer questions. We can speak about, have you ever been on an airplane? To speak about experience, we will say, do you have a credit card? I will say, yes, I have had a credit card for 2 years. I have had one since I was 18. Also, in your book's page 107, exercise M. Complete the paragraph with the verbs in parentheses like try, invent, import, and the others. Use present perfect or simple past tense. If the time is mentioned, we will use simple past. Otherwise, or if we're having for or since, we will use the present perfect tense, has or have. People try to keep food, to cool and keep their food for ages. This is my keyword for ages. So we can say they have tried. People more than one, that's why we will use have. People have tried to keep and cool their food for ages. The Chinese invent ice cream 4,000 years ago. So starting from that day, they invented, and they keep it in snow in underground chambers, and they kept it from 4,000 years ago. In Baghdad, in the 8th century, here starting from this day, a king imported snow and put what we're having, and so the same thing, and he put it in the walls of his summer home to cool the home. In 1834, Jacob, this is my keyword, exact time, Jacob Perkins built a machine to make ice in London. The first home refrigerator appeared in the early 1920s, so it appeared. We're having sensor for, it will be present perfect. Exact time, you will use the simple past tense. Okay, back to the story in here. We're having, I don't mind helping a friend if I can, and I asked him if he could give me my money back. We're speaking here about actually the modal auxiliary. What is a modal auxiliary? They are actually, if we're referring into here, like can. This is a modal auxiliary. Also, we're having here could is a modal auxiliary. Will, we're having may, all of these. They're having different functions. They do different things based on the sentence. Here, these modal auxiliaries, one of the functions is ability. Ability, whether you can do something or not. Can you swim? This is my ability. Can you write? Yes, I can. Something I can do. So, for ability, you can use can in the present. So, I can swim. I'm telling you about something that I am able to do it. And could in the past. So, we can use could if it happened in the past. I will tell you I could swim when I was 5. So, it happened in the past. The past of can will be could for ability. Then, speaking about permission, what is permission? If you want to do something, then you need someone to allow you to do it. It's not your decision, someone else's decision. They will tell you, yes, you can do it. So, asking for permission, you can use may. And may is more polite than any other one. May, so, may I leave now? Instead of can. May I? Is it okay if I leave now? And you can use can as well. So, can I have a word with you? It's not about ability. I can speak and you can hear. But is it okay if I speak with you or have a word with you? So, we're having two functions for one modal auxiliary, which is in here, permission and ability for can. We can use can both ways. The other one is request. Request, asking for help or asking for something to be done for you. So we can use could, which is more polite than the others. Could you fill this please? And it is more formal as well. Could you fill these papers? I know that he can, but I'm asking a request. And can as well. Can you help me? I'm asking for help. So we can use can for all functions. We can use it for ability in the present, asking for permission, and for request. Okay. In your books, page 44, express ability, permission, and request. Let's start with ability, whether you can or you can't. Use can to express ability in the present, now. Can the robot do my homework for me? No, it can't do the homework for you. You can do it yourself. You are able to do it. We use could to express ability in the past, not now. Could people travel long distances before the airplane was invented? Years ago. Yes, they could. They traveled by ship. So, speaking about ability, whether can in the present or could in the past. How about the other function? We're speaking about permission. Here, we can use may or can to express permission. May I leave early today? Then, yes, you may. I know that you can. No, you may not. Can I have another soda? Then, yes, you can, or no, you can't. So, may and can serve the same function, which is permission. Then, speaking about request, asking for help, use can or could to make polite request. However, could is much more formal. Formal speaking, use could. Could you fill this form, please? Yes, of course. This is much more formal. Can you help me? No, it is sure or not now. I am busy. So you can use both can and could for requests. Okay, now in your books, page 44, exercise C, complete the sentences with can, could, or may, and the verb in parentheses. So we're having help, meet, see, and the others. Ahmed, here we're having a request, you help me. So, can or could you help me with this box, please? Request, you can use can or could. Excuse me, may I, notice here that we're having request, may I open the window? Yes, you may, because may I. Yes, you may, asking for permission. We not meet tomorrow afternoon. I am going to the dentist. We can't meet, ability. I'm busy. Mr. Sawyer, not see you now. I'm afraid he's very busy. Ability, he can't see you now. This is the negative for can. From can is can't. Here, swim when you were a child. Notice it is past and it is a question. And he will say, could you swim? Could you swim when you were a child? No, I couldn't. Imad stay very long. His friends are waiting for him. He can't stay for very long. His friends had to wait him. So check the sentences, ability, permission, or request, and you can decide about your model auxiliary. Now speaking about F with the past perfect, and the answer will be would be able and have been able. Let's check it. With a reference to the limo driver, the limousine driver who had the problem, here he said, if I had taken the watch, I would be able to start my own business. He felt like sorry for not taking the money or the watch for himself. He said, if I had taken it, my situation would have been different today. I would be able to start my own business. Also, he had said, if I had known about the $10 bill, I would have been able to take the watch. I hadn't known about it. If I had known about it, I wouldn't have returned that watch. So, speaking about the F conditional, if I had taken the watch, I would be able to start my own business. Here, we're speaking about present ability. So, he didn't actually take the watch, and he can't now start his own business because he doesn't have the money. So we can tell in here that if we start with the past perfect, had taken, another option for us is to use would be able to. You can use would, just like as we have discussed it in the grammar lesson. However, this time we want to speak about ability, so we want to use would be able to. If I had taken the watch and sold it, and had sold it, so by now I would be able to start my own business. I would have the money. Also, we can speak about the past ability. If I had known about the $10 bill, I would have been able to take the watch. So in here, I will say that he didn't know about the reward or the $10, so he didn't take the watch. Now he is blaming himself. I wish I had taken the watch and didn't return it to that rich man. So we can start, this is about the past ability. So we can start with the past perfect, had known, followed by the result clause, comma. We will have would have been able, not would be able, would have been, because it is in the past. Okay, so in your books, page 44, F with past perfect, and we're having two options, whether would be able or would have been able to. We use the F with the past perfect and be able to talk about ability and missing opportunity. If I had studied computer science, he didn't. If I had studied computer science, I would be able to invent a cutting-edge robot. I can't invent anything because I hadn't studied computer science in the past. So we have started with past perfect, had studied, then it is would be able to invent a cutting-edge robot. Present ability, I would change my present. If Dr. Fleming had discovered penicillin sooner before the time, doctors would have been able to save more lives during World War II. So past perfect, had discovered, then doctors would have been able to. So we started with would, then have been able to save. They could have been able to save lives in the past. However, many people have died before the penicillin. Now let's look at the picture and speak about a past ability. If they come earlier, they catch the bus. Notice that they didn't come early and they didn't catch the bus because they were late. Past ability. We'll start with past perfect. If they had come late, verb number 3 is come. If they had come earlier, they would have been able to catch. They would have been able to catch. However, they came late and they didn't catch the bus. Also, here, present ability. If he learned swimming, he swim now. He didn't learn swimming, now he can't swim. Unable to swim. If he had learned swimming, he would be able to swim by now. However, he didn't learn how to swim and he can't swim by now. Present ability. Also, if he get better marks, he attend university. He got bad marks in the past and now he didn't attend university. So we'll say if he had got better marks, he would have been able to attend university. So we started with would have been, then able to attend university. Okay, for your homework, refer to your books, page 108. Page 108 in your books, exercise O. Just complete the conversation in there. So exercise O in your books, page 108. Okay, I guess that is it for the lesson today. And thank you so much for your time.